Officially known as GR number 2962, this case unfolded in the Philippine courts in 1907. This legal battle centered around a seemingly straightforward business transaction gone awry. On one side of the dispute stood B.H. Macapagal and his associates, merchants operating under the name Macapagal, Chan & Co. They were the plaintiffs, seeking justice for what they claimed were unpaid dues. Facing them was Jose Campos, the proprietor of the now infamous Washington Cafe in Manila. Campos, the defendant, found himself at the heart of this legal storm. The heart of the matter was the Washington Cafe, a popular establishment in the city. The cafe, like many others, relied on a steady supply of goods to meet its patrons' demands. This is where Macapagal, Chan & Co. entered the picture, supplying provisions to keep the cafe running. Macapagal, the meticulous planner, and Jose, the spontaneous adventurer, couldn't be more different if they tried. Together, they make for a legal drama that's more entertaining than a courtroom reality show. Buckle up, folks. The dispute arose from a simple yet fundamental business agreement, the exchange of goods for payment. MACKE & Co. alleged that they had supplied a significant quantity of merchandise to the Washington Cafe. These goods, essential for the cafe's operation, range from food and beverages to other supplies. However, according to the plaintiffs, Camps had failed to settle his accounts, leaving a substantial sum unpaid. MACKE & Co. contended that they had delivered these goods in good faith, expecting timely payment as per their agreement with the cafe. They argued that Camps' failure to pay constituted a breach of contract, causing them financial harm. This breach, they claimed, was a violation of their business arrangement and demanded legal remedy. Central to the Washington Cafe case was the role of Ricardo Flores. Flores served as the managing agent for the Washington Cafe, entrusted by Jose Camps with the responsibility of overseeing the establishment's day-to-day operations. This included, crucially, the authority to make purchases on behalf of the cafe to ensure its smooth functioning. Flores, acting within his capacity as agent, had engaged with MACKE & Co. He had placed orders for various goods, assuring them that payment would be made by the Washington Cafe. The crux of the matter, however, was whether Flores had acted within the bounds of his authority when making these purchases. This question of agency and the extent of Flores' authority would become a pivotal point of contention in the case. A key piece of evidence in the Washington Cafe case was a written contract between Jose Camps and Ricardo Flores. And this document, outlining the terms of Flores' employment as the cafe's managing agent, became a focal point of legal scrutiny. The court meticulously examined the language and provisions of this contract to determine the scope of authority it conferred upon Flores. The contract, while acknowledging Flores' role as managing agent, remained silent on the specific issue of purchasing goods on credit. It did not explicitly grant Flores the authority to make purchases without immediate payment. This ambiguity regarding Flores' purchasing power would become a point of contention. The court had to grapple with whether this silence implied a limitation on Flores' authority, or if his general managerial role inherently encompassed such purchasing power. Beyond the written contract, the court considered a wealth of testimonies and evidence to piece together the events that had transpired. Both the plaintiffs, MACKE, Cheney, and Co., and the defendant, Jose Camps, presented their versions of events, backed by supporting statements from witnesses. Key to the plaintiff's case was establishing a pattern of behavior that suggested Flores had the authority to make purchases on credit. They presented evidence of past transactions where Flores had made similar purchases, and the Washington Cafe, under Kemps's ownership, had duly settled the accounts. This, they argued, demonstrated an established practice that implied Kemps's consent and acknowledgement of Flores's purchasing authority. The Washington Cafe case hinged on the fundamental legal principle of agency. In legal terms, agency refers to a relationship where one party, the principal, grants another party, the agent, the legal authority to act on their behalf. This authority allows the agent to enter into contracts, make decisions, and conduct business transactions that bind the principal. In this case, Jose Camps was the principal, and Ricardo Flores was his agent, appointed to manage the Washington Cafe. The central question was whether Flores, in his capacity as agent, had the authority to bind Camps to the contractual obligations arising from the purchases made from MACKE, Cheney, and Co. The court delved into the nuances of agency law, differentiating between express and implied authority. Express authority is explicitly stated, either orally or in writing, outlining the specific actions an agent is permitted to take on behalf of the principal. Implied authority, on the other hand, is not explicitly stated, but is deemed necessary for the agent to effectively carry out their duties and fulfill the purpose of the agency relationship. The written contract between Camps and Flores, while silent on specific purchasing powers, clearly established Flores as the managing agent of the Washington Cafe. The court grappled with whether this general managerial authority implied the power to make purchases on credit, a common practice in the course of running a business like the cafe. After carefully considering the arguments, evidence, and testimonies presented, the court reached its verdict. The court ruled in favor of the plaintiffs, MACKE, Cheney, and Co., finding Jose Camps liable for the unpaid goods delivered to the Washington Cafe. The court, in its decision, acknowledged that while the written contract did not explicitly grant Ricardo Flores the authority to make purchases on credit, his role as managing agent implied such authority. The court reasoned that the nature of Flores' position, entrusted with the cafe's daily operations, inherently required him to make purchases to ensure the business's smooth functioning. Therefore, Camps, as the principal, was bound by the actions of his agent, Flores, even though those specific actions were not expressly outlined in their written agreement. The Washington Cafe case, though seemingly a simple dispute over unpaid goods, had far-reaching implications for the development of agency law in the Philippines. The court's decision established a significant precedent, clarifying the scope of implied authority granted to agents in the context of business transactions. The case highlighted that while express authority is crucial, the absence of explicit permission does not necessarily negate an agent's power to act on behalf of the principal. The court emphasized that the specific circumstances of the agency relationship, the nature of the business, and established business practices play a vital role in determining the scope of implied authority. The Washington Cafe case continues to hold relevance in contemporary legal contexts. It serves as a reminder to businesses and individuals alike of the importance of clear and comprehensive contracts when engaging in agency relationships. The case underscores the need to define the scope of an agent's authority explicitly, leaving no room for ambiguity that could lead to disputes. Moreover, the case highlights the importance of understanding the implications of implied authority. Businesses and individuals must recognize that agents may possess authority beyond what is expressly granted, based on the nature of their role and the industry's established practices. Presented by Tyrone P. Howe, who once tried to sue his cat for emotional distress. As we wrap up our deep dive into the Washington Cafe case, let's take a moment to appreciate how this legal drama has more twists and turns than a soap opera. Not only does it serve as a cautionary tale, but it also sets a precedent that continues to shape legal interpretations and business practices today. Kind of like how Friends shaped our understanding of coffee shop etiquette. The case reminds us of the power dynamics at play in agency relationships and the importance of vigilance and due diligence. Or as my grandma says, trust but verify, and always read the fine print. Whether you're a business owner, a managing agent, or just someone who signed up for a gym membership without reading the terms, understanding the lessons from this case can help you navigate the complexities of modern legal landscapes. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most impactful cases in agency law. This project was created by Tyrone P. Howe for Agency Trust and Partnership. And remember, if you ever find yourself in a legal pickle, just call Saul. Just kidding, call a real lawyer. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. And if you didn't, well, there's always cat videos. Until next time, stay informed, stay vigilant, and for heaven's sake, stay out of trouble.